Central Valley. It's time for the 940 ESPN Rise Show. The 940 ESPN Rise Show is brought to you by Bowman & Associates, Fashion Furniture, Van Bearden Insurance, and Firehouse Subs. And now, here are your hosts, Nick Papagni and Matt Johnson.
And a pleasant good afternoon. We are live on a special day. We are here Wednesday. It's the Pag Meter. It's Matt Johnson. If you're driving around going, why is it Thursday? No, we're on here today because opening baseball is tomorrow.
Might have heard of it. Opening day.
Yeah. So we want to keep everyone happy. We got the big show going, so we keep it going. We're here on a Thursday or a Wednesday afternoon. Welcome in, Matt, on a misty, rainy day out there.
It is. It's a Clint Eastwood Play Misty for Me day.
Really
I'm very excited. More rain, more the better. I'm sorry for your baseball fans. I've been coaching track and field. Every track meet's had some sort of a moisture in the air, if not full-on downpour, but we fight through it because rain is a sign of good things in the spring.
And I don't think it's a more of a misty. It's just enough to. It's like turning on your sprinklers. I don't think it's going to be a big deal because tomorrow it's going to be 75 degrees and we're back at it.
Back at it. Had a great time at Madera at the big stadium yesterday for a little conference four-way track and field meet with Edison High School, Madera High, Bullard High School, and the Madera South Stallions. And I'm happy to report we won the meet.
Matty J.
Let's move on. The show is a long show. I just wanted to throw that out there that Andrea Devine and the athletic department, very good day for athletics.
The Stallions are on fire.
Did you get the final score of the Eddie Chapa Classic?
Yeah, Madera rolled Madera South yesterday, but I'm glad they had a little tribute for Eddie Chapa, who did so much for local baseball.
Yes, it was
He's a legendary
very big deal. And once you kind of get the side to the story and you realize how much that man meant to all of Madera Unified and athletic programs, but that baseball field at Madera South, where, by the way, Nick, I made sure with the baseball coaches, the mound is ready for you on your adult baseball league. The mound has been filled in with clay in areas, so Nick does not step down off the rubber into anything he does not
We will be out there Sunday at 2 o'clock, so with the late game this week. So
Sunday at 2.
I'm excited. We're here at Fashion Furniture, of course, getting you ready for the springtime, the greatest furniture store on the planet. Look at them all. This is the best.
It truly is. I was in the recliner section, not fully utilizing all of the massage therapy chairs, but noticing there's the next chair that I've got my eye on, the one that lifts you out from a seated position and pushes you forward so you stand up. And
it's come to that?
That might be what it's come to. I worked the long jump pit for 4 hours yesterday.
You raked a lot.
I raked a lot. I measured and bent down a lot to get the measure mark, and then I finally got some assistance in the last 30 minutes of the track meet.
Well, we got a nice show today. We got, I think, one of the greatest singers we have. So let me tell you about Tess Mon Pere. So you and I are at Clovis North. We're going to watch the big Clovis West, Clovis North basketball game. And, you know, the usual, ladies and gentlemen, would you all rise as we, and please remove your hats. So we're going to sing the national anthem. We didn't think anything of it. We're wondering the big matchup, how they're going to handle. And then it happened.
Yep.
Tess started singing. And then at the end of it, you and I both looked at each other, and we said, what the heck we just hear? This is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, actually, I was, snapping photos to make sure that you made this part of, part of our show. A lot of times we go to games, no disrespect to any of the schools, because they all put on such a fabulous show. A lot of times, though, they'll run a recording of the national anthem, and sometimes it's clean. The acoustics in the gym are perfect, and the sound system that's recording that or playing that sound off a recorded message basically sounds like it's live and you're there. And I look around wondering, where's the singer? This one, I literally thought for a moment as I closed my eyes and put my hand over my heart, I felt like, is this a recording? That's how clean it was. And you and I had made mention after the national anthem that might have been one of the great renditions we've ever heard.
Well, Tess also sang the national anthem the other night at the big Buchanan Clovis North game, and I was up in the booth. I said, you are coming on the show this Thursday, so she'll be here about 12:30.
Perfect.
Also at 1 o'clock, one of the best hitters in the Valley from the Buchanan Bears, Brady Hormel. And he got a big hit last week. We're going to talk to Brady about hitting. He is a old school hitting. And I don't see it anymore. It's very rare for me to see a kid who can hit 400 in the track, who hit 3+, who's going to be an outstanding hitter at the next level. He makes adjustments when there's 2 strikes. He knows how to hit. I don't see it anymore. He's becoming a dinosaur.
So coming off of last week's show where we talked about no one knows how to hit the baseball anymore, you just kept your ears ringing into now we found someone who can't hit.
Darian Miller from the Clovis Cougars and Brady Hormel, I think, are the top 2 hitters I've seen where I don't care where it is, they're going to be hitting at the next level. And we're going to talk to Brady about what he wants to do, but he is an unbelievable hitter.
It'll be interesting to hear from Brady to find out if he has been given the take a lot of pitch signal or are they letting him just cut loose with green light.
Oh, we'll find out. We'll talk. That's what.
Because I've been hearing a lot of stories from all over the valley. Well, my coach just wants me to take anything that doesn't look like it's my pitch. Anything that does not look like a fastball, I'm staying off of it.
I like it. We'll talk to Brady at 1 o'clock. I got a little. Let me ask you, Matt.
You can ask me. You don't have to let me ask you. That's a cliche.
Okay.
I'm getting tired of.
All right.
Hey, Bob, let me ask you. Hey, Bob. How about just ask the question?
Okay, well, I'm at a restaurant, and this is before our sports show here, but I'm at a restaurant, and I've already ordered. I'm already sitting there. I'm getting ready for the show, and I'm doing my stuff, right? And so doing my thing, and then I want to refill my drink. You know, it's one of those restaurants where you can refill the, you go up, they got the soda machine. You okay? You got a minute? Okay. And so, this is what we do, Tess. This is how we roll over here. And so now it's time I'm going to refill. And you know me, I have 30 refill, usually Pepsis at the time. So I'll get over there. And I got 2 ladies sitting right in front of the soda machine. And they're, well, what are you going to get? And I just want to go through and put my cup on there. Let me fill it and go sit down. I got to wait. Because I think that's the courteous thing to do, right?
Typically, you don't push your arm through there and get your own. Yeah, that's what happens.
Do I want Dr. Pepper? Do I want a Sprite? Do I want a diet drink? What are you going to get? And they're sitting there talking, and I just wanted to slap them. I'm like, get out of the way. Let the foursome through. I feel like it was a golf deal. Get out of the way so I can drink. Does that bug you ever, or are you not a big deal for you?
I've learned in my lifetime that the best course of action, other than guys like you who operate under the Donald Trump syndrome, which is immediate reaction, which is good. Don't get me wrong. I have no problem with the man. But I'll tell you this much. Take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy the day.
Okay. Don't
let life's little nuances like that run you down. That is absolutely classic tag leader stuff.
For a guy who gets in a fight every time he's driving down the road, oh, my gosh.
No, I only get in that type of confrontation when someone physically does not realize they're driving a loaded weapon and I have my family in the car.
Oh, that's when
I draw the line and I wait for the international signal of pull over, let's handle some business. But not at the soda machine do I ever accost the customer.
I was quiet, though.
Let alone
I was quiet.
The vacillating female customer.
Now, back in my head, I wanted, but I was really quiet. I just let it go. I'm like, really?
Okay.
Is this? I was getting punked. Is this one of these shows?
Yep.
I'm looking around for the camera. How do you handle it? Maybe the guy was going to come over with the microphone. Now, sir, you were very calm. I thought it was one of those kind of shows.
You were being punked. And they were gonna see how far this Italian guy could hold his cool.
I didn't see the.
Well, you hung in there though. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I was hung in there.
I didn't have to pick up, the news report last night with your mugshot that the man goes crazy at the local fast food place. I have a gripe for you.
Okay.
Since we're on this version of
because we have a new Wednesday crowd. They're not.
Well, yeah, I have a very valid complaint, argument / what is going on in the world of athletics. I'm watching all the tape reruns, which they're showing everywhere because it's McDonald's All-American high school basketball time right now. So you're seeing the girls and boys, some fabulous, talented up-and-comers who will be the next LeBron James. I'm fascinated by who will be the next Zion Williamson from Duke, this sensational, scintillating freshman, right? Who's going to be the next? But in the meantime, you go to the festivities, and they have a little thing called a slam dunk contest. The slam dunk contest. They also have a three-point shooting, a long-range shooting contest. In the slam dunk contest and in the three-point shooting contest, It's boys versus girls. It's male versus female. And for 2 out of the last 3 years, a young lady has won the slam dunk contest.
Amazing.
And so I'm thinking, gosh, so I YouTubed, because I heard it and I wanted to see it, and so I YouTubed 2016, 17, 18, 19, 2018 slam dunk, McDonald's All-American Slam Dunk Contest. The first female basketball player to win, I don't know, I'm 56 almost. I think I could have won the slam dunk contest if constitution of winning is rolling a ball over the front of the rim. When this other young high school male athlete literally jumped over 3 bodies on a windmill dunk that looked like something I've never seen, he didn't win. The young lady who came over and just dipped it one-handed over the front of the rim, the whole place went bonkers. She got a perfect score of 50, and she won the slam dunk. Now, I understand the relevancy of a girl basketball slam dunking a basketball. It's very rare. It's unusual. The place should go nuts. But that doesn't give you a slam dunk championship. Are you watching this stuff? This is getting out of control. If you want to play basketball, play. If you want to slam dunk a basketball, slam dunk it. But a guy jumping over 3 bodies on a windmill slam, that's my slam dunk champion. He has to sit for the rest of his life and understand that he was beaten in the slam dunk contest by a 6'2" girl who basically extended one arm over and did it like you and I did when we were in 8th grade trying with a volleyball. That's not a slam dunk champion to me.
Okay, I have a dog, Brucey, who's a West Highland Terrier. Little West, you've seen Brucey. He bit you on the ankle.
Yeah.
I'm not having him race against greyhounds. It's just a different format. Well, what are they doing?
Can we? To me,
can we have boys against girls?
This battle versus the sexes.
Go get 2 trophies.
I know there's other girls who dunk. Can we have a girls slam dunk contest and a boys? Can we? Yeah. We have to mix the two and find out that the person that wins 2 out of 3 years against the greatest high school basketball players, it was almost given to them. That's how this whole equitable political. It's getting out of control. You see the boy wrestler who used to be the girl, the transgender wrestling champion, it's getting out of control. When does this stop?
Oh, it's only going to get worse. We've been talking about, they're going to have 3 of them. Boys, the girls, transgenders coming up soon.
I would love to go back to my high school days and say, am I allowed to compete in the 400-meter state championship? Well, I'm a boy, but I'd kind of like to compete.
You can, because
I feel like I'm a girl today. I want to run against that group.
Just threaten a lawsuit and you're in.
Is that how it works?
Now. At 56, you probably could. We're not going to go to a lawsuit. Let Matt in there.
This is a national story that's playing out right now.
And how about your USC Trojans who are getting killed?
Why they got to be the topic of you? Why is that the topic?
Dr. Dre just spent $70 million, and it's about USC again.
Yeah, that was one of the most ludicrous statements that one of the iconic entertainers of the world, Dr. Dre, who basically built an entire sound audio, studio, everything onto USC's campus, donated $70 million for the Dr. Dre School of Sound, basically. And now he's bragging that, well, my daughter got in with legitimate. You mean your $70 million contribution didn't have any swaying in the admissions that your daughter might become a Trojan? Are we getting out of – this is just
out of control.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't understand. To me, it's a non-story.
Well, I think it's been happening for a million years.
It's a non-story.
Finally, it's coming out because everyone's on video and everyone's stupid on Twitter.
Yeah, if I build the Save Mart Center based on 90% of my cash, I'd like to make a donation to Fresno State. How much do we need for that center? $85 million. I'd like to make a $75 million donation to Fresno State to build the complex that will house Taylor Swift when she comes to town. Great. Oh, my. One caveat, undercover, can I say, my daughter would really love to be a bulldog. No, it's not going to happen. Forget it. Let's go on to the next beat 'em. You're in.
No,
you're automatically in.
If I'm the president and you gave me $75 million, your daughter would have a condominium inside Save Mart Center, and she's in.
Yeah, I'd have
whatever
a guest
she wants.
at the Fit Camp house or whatever. I would be there.
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
Why are we talking about this? Of course this goes on. Why is that wrong? There's 25,000 students on a campus. Do we have enough room to give like 3 or 4 rich kids a break? Can we give them a break? I think we can. I don't think it's going to offset the balance of power in education that we gave a couple kids that maybe their money, the big money, got them onto campus.
Is this going to be a factor now with people giving money? Let's say Fresno State, some people are going, we're not going to get involved for a while.
Okay, first of all, if you apply to Fresno State and you can't get in, and $1 million donation's your way to get in, you might be, I was going to say redneck, but something's wrong. We're talking about Yale. The people wrapped up in this current fake scandal is Yale. Haven't heard much about them on the news, have you? It's all centered around this USC thing, apparently. But Yale, oh, by the way, UCLA, Stanford, Wake Forest, North Carolina, they're in the news again. Shocking. That went away real quick, didn't it? It goes on. Let's not kid ourselves. I'm so tired of people kidding themselves. Like, oh, my gosh, you mean someone bought their way into college? Yeah, it happens, folks.
And then you got the attorney now threatening Nike, who's paying high school kids in college.
You're kidding.
AAU.
You're kidding. Nike is funding high school athletics?
They're never going to take Nike down.
Never.
Never. They'll take, everyone else down, but they'll never take Nike. We saw that again with Oregon. We saw it with Syracuse and North Carolina.
Never. There's two brands you can't touch right now, at least. Nike and shoes. Nike and, of course, Nike Air Jordan brand. Jordan, Nike, Nike, Nike. Can't touch them.
Can't touch them. And why is that, Matt? Tell everyone it. Because we're new. This Wednesday crowd, people are listening right now going, who are these guys?
If you've ever looked at athletics from from high school, collegiate, and professional sports, you think maybe that brand, that swoosh stripe, is anywhere? Yeah. How much money do you think that corporation has helped fund WNBA, sports that you didn't know about, new rugby sevens for Americans? Nike has been the driving force of getting all of that done. You want to mess, what's the term? You mess with the what? You get the teeth. You're going to mess with that alligator, you're going to get your head cut off.
I think college is saying, do not go after them.
Leave that alone, please.
If they get mad, they're like a giant cobra out there, and we're not going to mess them. Get them mad. Let's take a break because I want to come back. We're going to talk with two football teams that might be even better this year. And and I'm talking about the Central Grizzlies and the San Joaquin Memorial Panthers. When you're good, that's all you need to do. You don't have to recruit. People just want to be on your team. Right. We've talked about it before, and when you're not doing so well, that phone call's not going to. You're not going to get that phone ringing with players coming in. We'll talk about it. Don't go anywhere. This is a special edition of the Rise and Call coming up. We have a very special guest at 12:30. Miss Tess Mon Pere is in the house, and I think we can run this tape back when she becomes a multi-superstar in the music world. So we'll have this here, and we'll go, hey, Matt.
If nothing else, she won't have to ask her parents to come up with $10 million to think about college. She's dialed in because of talent.
Yeah.
Talent sells. We'll be back listening to 940 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader.
The Rise Show is sponsored by Bowman & Associates, Fashion Furniture, Van Buren Insurance, and Firehouse Subs.
Welcome back. We are live right here at Fashion Furniture, El Paso Blackstone, a special edition on Wednesday because tomorrow when you tune in to the Rise Show, it'll be Welcome to San Francisco Giant Baseball. It'll be on the air. So we're doing it today.
Yeah, it won't. That's not the voice of
that's Vince Scully.
Thank you. God. It'll be more of, Giants, and last year we won a few games, not enough, and
that's
boring.
That's just Dwayne Kuiper. Dwayne Kuiper is the one. He went to the school, and I love him.
Come on,
Kruk. I mean, those guys are the best, but he is a delayed guy. The Giants will start this week on the Hill. Madison Baumgartner, and they always do that. And
what's funny? It's that when that came out, that idea, that style of broadcasting, and I was wrapped right up in it because I was talking with a broadcaster. It was interviewing, or we were talking to each other on the radio, and I literally asked him. I think I'm having like some radio disturbance from your end or not. And what are you talking about? I don't know. There is a delay after everything you say. There's a huge delay. And he said, no, actually, that's the way I talk. And I said, you're kidding me. Is that a broadcast journalism new way to teach? Actually, not really. I thought It would be unique to me. And I thought, stop it, okay? And, well, that guy now works for Bay Area Sports Network and is making a living.
That's Guy.
I'm with you
Aberman.
here, at the beautiful Fashion Furniture Studios, carving out a weekly show.
Marcus
or
Grant.
a once a week show.
Marcus Grant, I used to broadcast with. He's now on the NFL
Grant,
Network.
Greatest fake laugh in the business.
Yeah. He's taught that, by the way. That's what he does.
He's not taught that. Yeah. That's professional courteous towards whoever else he's talking to. He wants you to make sure you think that it's funny.
Well, let's talk a little football before we get to Tess Mon Pere. And, of course, Brady Hormel's in the house. We have great guests coming on today. Buchanan and Clovis North are in the house today. This is the time of year where we're starting to see football, because we're always a football show as well.
Yeah.
A lot of movement going around, but like the Central Grizzlies, #1 team in the Valley from the get-go last year, and now there's kids going to be moving into that area along with Salem Key Memorial, and they both might be better this year than last year. How is that possible?
Well, there is like no other time in our history. It's hit us. What's gone on in the state of California forever, it seems like, from the southern area of the state of California all through the northern. The Central Valley was never caught up in this movement of athletes every year. You lose a quarterback, don't worry about it. There's going to be a new one coming in from another school that has not only talent, but has a lot of experience. And each year it happens. Now it's off the charts. We are officially involved in the world of moving and transferring of athletes like they do in the rest of the state. It's finally found our home backyard, and that is why Central will be the prohibitive favorite. By my count, there could be as many as 10 to 11 new faces that will make an impact on that program. And over Memorial, they just lock and reload, and here comes a new wave, and potentially a 5-star level quarterback could be quarterbacking the San Joaquin Memorial Panthers this year.
Now there's talk that Memorial will be moving up to Division II. That the placements, again, we won't know until it starts, because you can always, I guess you can petition and go back. And it's what happens, though, in this world of winning. Clovis West girls basketball will probably get some kid. Buchanan baseball is the same way. Yeah. Everybody wants to be part of the program.
Well, you feel, and I think typically, we spend a lot of time in talking about that word that some people think is the devil talking, recruiting. It's actually, there's not students between students. If you go play AAU ball, or if you go out and play 7-on-7, or in baseball, you're in summer programs all over the place, you run into a particular other peer group member who's a great baseball player, basketball, football, softball, doesn't matter. They're allowed to talk to one another about, hey, man, let's join forces. What, are you thinking of moving? Yeah, come to ours. You're allowed to do that, which I don't see a problem with that. And everyone kind of then attributes, well, that school does this or that school does that. The rules are there. The parents are allowed to send their kids wherever they want to go. And if you're a parent, you're misled. I can't help the fact that most of those type parents are completely bonkers as far as what they think is reality, but they feel like if my son or daughter is playing for that program, the exposure that he will get for potential college recruiting is going to give him that edge, going to give him that extra. Reality, that's a bunch of malarkey. If you can play, you can play, and the colleges will find you. And guys like you and I, our sole purpose in that side of the business is we will help you get found. But kids are moving not because a coach goes out and does a college recruiting visit to your high school or to your home and asks you to come to their high school. I don't think much or any of that type stuff is going on. But the summertime, springtime, you call them street agents, so you can call them what you want. The people that are linked to certain programs are out there selling the idea that you need to come to this school, and you'll get to practice against this player, you'll get to perform in front of a big stage, and that's what's ruining this area, I believe.
So, well, you're right, and it comes down to exposure, but it comes down to winning. Yeah. Winning recruits itself. I've always said it.
Absolutely. Winning, style of play, don't just call it winning. You can win all you want, but if you're playing in what I call the sniffer offense, where the fullback is literally 6 inches from the quarterback, you've got 2 double tight ends, you've got double wings all tight, bunched up, 99% of the plays are all here. Let's just run what I call superpower, but play side, down, create a huge door, shut it, open, kick out. Everybody just roll up in there like you're playing in the era of Jim Thorpe. kids don't want to play in that.
Unless you're a defensive player.
The kids I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The kids that are going off to be a skill guy, catch footballs for Clemson.
The Tyler Hortons of the world.
Yeah, the quarterback that wants to go play football at Stanford. He doesn't want to be in that kind of offense. So the style of play, and let's be honest, those two programs we just talked about, spread, pro style look to them. Central, San Joaquin Memorial.
And right now, before Central,
great looking, good gear, great uniform. Central's got all kinds of good stuff they're going on with their logoed wear.
And, of course, they're building a new high school right next to the stadium out at Central, and that will be the change. And I know the track's probably going, yes, we can compete now. 4,700 kids, probably divided by 2.
But I'm starting to hear that there's serious consideration in opening a school, and one school houses one type of student, and the other school houses another type of student. Similar to what, honestly now, Central has 2 campuses. They have 2 schools already. It's just that some kids leave from one school, and then they leave from the other school, and they all meet up at 3 o'clock to get ready for whatever sport they're involved in, boys and girls. I think they're going to try to at least keep a model that does not allow them to get watered down to where now they've watered down both programs, and they can't compete at the highest level.
So you're saying if you're a football player, we want you to go to the school right next to the stadium.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, for instance, why couldn't you want to open a new school in a smaller community? Whether that's a Sanger, Madera Sanger, for example, is going to have a new school too. Why couldn't you say School A houses freshman, sophomore? School B is a junior, senior high school. That assures you that every athlete as a junior, senior is at the one school. And the other school represents a different element. Why couldn't you do that and still compete on the athletic fields?
Well, I'd have to say maybe, I don't want to give you credit, but that's not a bad idea. Number 2, maybe the numbers. Maybe they have.
What are the numbers?
Well, maybe they have 1,200.
If you have one high school, do the math. One high school, freshman through 12th grade, you're overcrowded. You need to join. You need to build more. Build another school. Take all the freshmen and sophomores and put them in one high school. Both high schools are going to be perfectly well managed with low amount of student body.
And that freshman can still go to that school and play sports.
Why not?
If he's that good.
Figure it out. They play freshman. They play freshman football. Or JV
can he play in the varsity?
Football? If he's of that quality.
That's what I'm talking about.
Why not?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's the numbers. They don't look at that, but that's a great idea. If maybe the freshman class are down.
What do you think would happen?
I don't know.
Let's just use.
We might be on
let's use Sanger as an example. What do you think is going to happen to the town of Sanger and the legacy of greatness in the field, on the sports fields? When they open the new school,
they're going to go down.
They're going to go down.
Yeah,
they're going to lose, right?
The new school will be a Division 5 or 6, and the old Sanger Apache school will be a Division 3 or 4.
What do you think happened to Madera, the mighty town of Madera, when Madera Coyotes was the one-stop shop? Madera opens the new school, and now we're all battling to try to compete in CMAC conference, and we're having a hard time.
If they stay in the CMAC like Madera South, it'll be child abuse. But I don't see them staying in the CMAC. I think it'll be a completely different world. Yeah. There's no way. And it's not fair for Bullard. And who else are we talking about? Memorial will probably be Division I by then as they're starting to lock and load. They're starting to figure it out.
Oh, if things go to plan.
Edison, Bullard. Edison might be D2.
When I say plan, if things go to what I believe is going to happen, Memorial's going to take a one-stop hot knife through butter approach right through the playoffs again in Division II and win it all again. That's, to me, is a no-brainer.
And they're thinking about moving Tulare Union up to D1, which is always a year late. I don't get it. This is why. Tulare
Union is one of the most well-traveled, up and back. I've played against them as a D1. I've played against them at D2. They win big at D2. They move them to D1. They don't win as much. Things go south. They go back to D2. Back and forth, back and forth.
This is, I know, Jim and everyone's listening in Porterville. I'm hoping they are. I hope they know that we're on Wednesday now. But we need to do it every year. Do not do the cycle for 3 years. That's not going to ever work the way people are transferring anymore. You don't know what you're going to have year to year. This is why year to year you should be moving in divisions. It's the way it is. And I like Matt's idea. God, I'm giving him credit today. But let's place people at the end of the year so you get rid of the sandbaggers.
Yeah, by the end of the season, you can pretty much set the template and be very fair with who belongs where after you've seen a full body of work through the season. The problem is which I was made aware of, and I totally agree with that other side, and they know who they are. The problem is we're trying to represent a family. Our family is the Central section. I don't care what anybody says. We can battle all you want on Friday nights, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, baseball games. We can battle all we want. But when playoffs come around, state playoff runs, I get a real good vibe, good feeling as a Valley resident, a member of the Central section, when our Central section teams are doing well. If you put everybody at the end of the season and match them all up into the same division for the good one, the top of the food chain. If you take all those great basketball teams from this last year and all put them in a D1 at the end of the Valley Championship game, there will be a lot of great basketball, football, softball, baseball, volleyball, whatever, teams that did not get a chance to represent us in the state.
I would say more, man, instead of moving those teams up, I would say move some of the teams down. So, for example, we saw Clovis East in football for a couple years in a row, 0-10. Move into Division II. For the playoffs, give them a chance, give them something to look forward to. I'm not talking about maybe moving up against the Central Grizzlies of the world. So that's what we're talking about. Well, you
told me that just the other night, that you talked about that you just started hearing that potentially Clovis East, because we've been talking about a long time, Clovis Unified's not going to allow.
They're talking about Clovis North and Clovis East in football moving to Division II, and that's never going to happen, ever. Clovis Unified will never go for it. It's
Why?
Why? I just don't see. They want everyone together.
They can stay together. They play in the same freaking conference together.
I agree, but it's never going to. I just don't think it's ever going to happen.
Interesting.
Let's take a break. We're going to catch up now with one of the greatest singers we've ever had in Valley history. Tess, it's going to be fun. We're going to learn. She's ready. She's going to sing, too, for us, by the way. I don't think she knows that, but she is. Tess Mon Pere. Let's talk to Tess from Clovis North when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Pull the car over. Wake the neighbors. This will be fun on 940 ESPN.
It's showtime. We'll be back.
The Rice Show is sponsored by Bowman & Associates, Fashion Furniture, Van Bearden Insurance, and Firehouse Subs.
Welcome back. We are live on a special edition of the Rice Show here at Fashion Furniture. This is the Pag Meter along with Matt Johnson here at Fashion Furniture. Matt, tell everyone about the Cozias over there.
Well, that's a state-of-the-art lunar module landing craft on Mars type technology that is a top of the food chain stress reliever / full body massage chair. I mean, from the bottom of your feet to the top of your forehead.
I'll have to tell you, when Matt came in one time, you were walking like
a crawdad?
Like a crawdad.
Crawdad?
like a crab sideways.
Crab.
And I'm like, Matt, he goes, Nick, I can't breathe, I'm hurting. He went over there, he came back, and he was 100%. He jumped over the table to get to the studio, and I was like, whoa. So I was sold after that.
Yeah, but there's so much more. Like I said, in that recliner area, there is that product we're talking about. And then there's products that are maybe not the same level of, 350-pound guy kneading your back and rubbing every little thing out. Yeah. There's just some real good relaxing chairs over there. A little less price, obviously, something that would fit probably more in my house. And that's what I was in today.
Well, let's bring up our special guest. Tess Mon Pere is in the house, and we first learned about Tess when we were at the basketball game, like we said at the opening.
True story.
And it was, ladies and gentlemen, would you all rise as Tess Mon Pere will sing our national anthem. We're just, okay, the usual. And then she started singing, and my knees buckled. And Tess, you put on a show that night that I've never heard of a national anthem ever in Valley history. So welcome to our show.
Thank you.
So you were very cool that night. You've done it before, right?
Yes.
Do you get nervous anymore singing in front of people?
Sometimes, yes. But especially during the national anthem, I think because I sang it so many times, I get more and more nervous every single time. I don't know why. It's kind of a weird thing, but I don't know. I love doing it.
That musical selection isn't the range necessary to pull that off. How much time do you spend at home recording, saying, I'm going to go a different pitch here? I mean, how much do you work to get that song to perfection? Give us the lead into preparing yourself for that song.
Oh, gosh. So before I ever sang the national anthem, ever anywhere, I actually met up with my vocal teacher, and he and I sat at the piano trying to find, the right note, trying to figure out what key works best in my voice or whatever's most comfortable. And then once I had my note, I took like a little 1-second video of me just like singing that note, and every single time before I sing, I go and I just play that little note.
What's the toughest part of that song? When they go the Rockets Red, or what part of the song is the one that's like, oh, got to be good there? That's a hard transition to make.
I'd say definitely the free, just like having the breath capacity to hold it long enough. It's, yeah.
We're talking with Tess Mon Pere's in the house. My wife Lori taught you dancing back in the day. So we had my daughter Tess on. So we've only had 2 Tess on here on this show. But she said, oh, my gosh, she's amazing, amazing girl. So you were a dancer and a singer?
Yes. I stopped dance in, I think, middle school. But I loved doing it. And I had great teachers like Lori. And, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You'll be a lot healthier. You know, right? Because you get injured.
Well, I mean, not only that, and I'm assuming we'll get into your career aspirations, but I'm guessing that you plan on continuing your education in music and moving forward. But that background in dance should always stay with you, because I'm not going to, we're on radio. It's theater of the mind. Let me just paint the picture, folks. You have a look. You have a look that could potentially sell to the music industry.
Matt, am I wrong? No, I'm going to age myself, but she's got the lead singer of the Bengals look. Remember her?
Yeah, you're way off base. But, good.
Yeah, no. I got a point.
I was.
I'm going to find her right now.
Yeah, I was thinking a little.
You don't know who that is, do you?
No, I don't.
Good. That's so sad. Go ahead, Matt.
No, I was in a different area. I was thinking like actress, model, / a lot of things. It seems like the music industry goes for that. I mean, it is what it is. It might not always be fair. That's why they have shows like The Voice and American Idol. But you have an industry look. Is that part of your plan? You have to keep everything right.
Thank you. And that is kind of like the direction I've been wanting to go. Oh my gosh.
That's the lead singer of the Bengals right there.
Maybe if I got that hairstyle.
Yeah,
I like the look. Good for you. Okay, we move along. We were right in the middle of something here. He wants to prove himself right so bad that you would destroy him.
We're talking with Tess Mon Pere. Go.
Yes. So, yeah, the plan, the aspirations, it has to be a complete package, right, for that next level?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to start by, like, going to school and majoring in vocal performance and seeing what kind of job opportunities that opens up. But I would love to go into music and work in Hollywood and all of that, and that'd be really awesome.
Well, we're talking with Tess Mon Pere, now American Idol. Have you ever thought about it? Maybe.
Oh, my gosh, I've thought about it, and I don't know, I think through my whole life, it's always been something I've thought about doing, but I've always just been waiting, like, I'll do it when school's done, or I'm always waiting for something. But then just recently I read this quote that said, like, and the day she finally stopped waiting to be ready was the day she finally was. So now I'm just saying, like, one of these days I'm just going to do it and just see what happens. And
well,
hopefully.
In your household, with the family and all, what, American Idol or Voice? Or America's Got Talent? Or what's the show like? Because I think, I don't want to blow your deal up here, but I think American Idol stinks. I think it's run its course.
Since Simon left,
get rid of that show. I can't stand the host of that. Yeah. The Voice, because of Blake Shelton, I'm still hanging in there, and Adam Levine. But I like The Voice. But you're right, Nick. There are so many vehicles that could help propel people in your industry or your potential industry that you'll have a lot of options. But academically, college-wise, what are you looking at?
I definitely want to go to school somewhere in Southern California, and through choir I've been able to hear like a lot of different choirs from different schools around there. So I've been thinking about schools like Fullerton or Biola or Long Beach, and if I don't end up leaving, I would even be so happy to go to Fresno State because Dr. Earnhardt's amazing and their choir is just
perfect,
amazing.
We're talking with Tess Mon Pere, one of the famous families. As her granddad passed away from Patrick James, the legendary family here. So we're sorry to hear that. What a great guy he was, and you got a great family. And we're so proud that you come in and talk to us about it. And only a junior at Clovis North.
Yeah.
Are you involved in the theater at all, or at North, Clovis North, or are you?
I used to do musicals up until 8th grade, but then I got super busy with choir. I'm in 3 different choirs at my school. But next year, for senior year, because it is my last year, I think I do want to go back into musicals and get back.
And if you're the Fresno Grizzlies listening in Fresno State, you got to get her to do the little national anthem next year, or even this year. You're getting a lot of calls now from going around and doing this?
Yeah, it's fun. I like it.
Yeah, I can see her on
Saturday night. There's no question, and at least
Chancy.
I don't, and I know you don't, Nick. And anyone who's been in attendance at one of your performances, we don't take this lightly and just throw, because we have a tendency sometimes, you're gonna be playing for the Dodgers. You are. But in your world, and I've been doing this and playing in it and being on a field and listening, that's as good and clean as a performance that we've ever witnessed.
Both looked at each other. We went, "Are you kidding me?"
So
Thank you so
clearly,
much.
kudos to your teachers, your vocal coaches. We're not going to pull a Simon on here where you have a vocal coach?
Yes, I do.
You want to work with her?
No, I'm calling a Simon. It's not her case.
Okay.
But you have a vocal coach.
Yes.
Fire them. They're doing a horrible job. Not one of those cases.
Yeah.
You have got a great vocal coach who knows what's going on.
So
Great
when did
job.
you know you could sing? How young were you?
Oh gosh. I think I've always just had a natural love for it, and I'm gonna admit, when I first started singing, I was not good, and like my brothers would be upstairs telling me to please be quiet because I was just not good, but I would do it anyways. But I think just I would go on like my laptop or my mom's computer or whatever and just like watch different singers just performing and everything, and I just think from going off of that just and keeping working at it, it's like anyone gets better with practice and stuff. So.
And who's your favorite? Who do you follow?
Who's your favorite singer?
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Star is Born.
Oh my gosh, I love that movie.
Love that movie.
Pretty good movie. Yes.
Very sad, but very good.
We're talking with Tess Mon Pere from Clovis North, a junior. And I think make sure, Russ, you're filming this or recording this, because when you make it big, the Lady Gaga, the Carrie Underwood, when you make it to the next level, we're going to say, she was on our show, Matt. Remember that? Is everyone, whoever's on our show, like Brady and Hormel's going to come up later. He'll be playing for the Angels someday. Everyone moves up, but we stay here. 15 years later, we're still here at Fashion Furniture.
That's because we love fashion furniture and we love what we do.
That's okay.
Who's going to fill that void that Pagmeter? Who's going to reblaze that trail?
Who's
You're all
going to
that's
take over
left.
Matty J?
You're all that's left. Fresno B can't cover it anymore. You're it.
Well, we're just hoping you give us tickets at one of your concerts. That's all we want.
For
Definitely.
sure.
Tell her your quick 30-second story about when you were at the World Sports. You had a special guy come in.
Well, we had a few. You might have heard of him. Keith Urban.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we used to have a little show that we'd put on throughout the summer and spring and all that. And we would have entertainers who were bound by their radio deals to make their way to the next big concert because they stop in town and try to promote a little bit of what they're doing since the radio's playing all their stuff. And we had the great pleasure of getting Keith Urban to stop. Then he came back, and Nicole Kidman, his wife, came with him.
Nicole Kidman was with him.
Oh, wow.
It was a real great time. Yeah. And I got to hang out in my little private office upstairs with Keith and talk about his journey and really just.
But the reason I brought
guy.
that story up, he was at the concert. Keith Urban saw Matt, gave him the little the pick for your daughter. That's a great little story. So we're expecting something. Maybe you can throw a microphone for us or something. But
well, you don't even ask us, but style of music. I'm talking. We're forecasting.
Lady Gaga.
Well, that's what she likes. But opera, there's other versions. Maybe she likes, to sing.
Yeah, I think Lady Gaga's style of music is definitely what I enjoy singing the most.
I know.
But in choir, I also love singing a lot of the classical pieces and stuff. And I don't know. I don't think there's a single style of music that I don't like singing. I think it's all just.
If you can sing, you can sing a phone book.
But Tess, half the battle. When did you get over the hump that I'm not nervous anymore? Because as a singer, you get people watching. I bet you got nervous at the beginning, right?
Oh, yeah. In the beginning. I remember I was trying out for like a talent show, and I had to like sing in front of my class, and I remember getting so nervous. I was standing there like a statue, and it was just a big mess. But I think as I just kept performing in front of people, performing gives you like a sense of adrenaline that you can't get anywhere else. It's more enjoyable and exciting than nerve-wracking. And but I'd say like middle school, high school, like I can't think of one pivotal moment where I was just like, oh, I'm not nervous anymore. But it goes kind of gradual, and it's more exciting.
Well, this is the first.
Else.
We broke new ground here, Pagmeter.
Yeah.
Great.
But I
guest.
was so impressed because you were so cool after you did the national anthem, like it was no big deal. And we were like, everybody in the whole crowd was just standing ovation. And you were like, I got this. So that's why I was very excited to I wanted to bring you on the show. Can you sing us something? Come on, we want to hear something.
Oh boy. Let me think. Okay, I could probably do like
a cappella on our radio show. I don't know if the sound will translate quite as well, but just a few bars of something.
Give us something.
Okay. This is weird. Like, I can't really hear myself. Okay. Listen to the sound from deep within. It's only beginning to find release. Oh, the time has come for my dreams to be heard. They will not be pushed aside and turned into your own. No, 'cause you won't listen.
Wow.
Oh, I've got goosebumps. Are you kidding me? I don't know what it sounded like in your car or wherever you're at.
AM radio probably doesn't sound great, but she just rocked it right here.
Crazy. Congratulations on all your success to this point. We will be following, keeping track. Unbelievable.
Tess Mon Pere, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Wow. And we're going to follow her. Maybe, we're going to get her on again more and more because we're going to follow the legendary superstar in our valley. Coming up right now from the Buchanan Bears baseball team, Brady Hormel. When we come back, don't go anywhere. We're going to be talking baseball on 940 ESPN.
We are definitely multifunctional, dimensional. This is an amazing show. We'll be back.
Tess, you rock.
Central Valley. It's time for the 940 ESPN Rye Show. The 940 ESPN Rye Show is brought to you by Bowman & Associates, Fashion Furniture, Van Beurden Insurance, and Firehouse Subs. And now, here are your hosts, Nick Papagni and Matt Johnson.
Welcome back. We are live on a special edition of the Rye Show here on a Wednesday. Tomorrow the Giants are on, home opener. So we said we want to come on Wednesday to get you ready for it. Usually, Matt, it's Matt Johnson and, of course, the Pag Meter. We come on a Thursday, and we've already missed the whole week of we had the Tom Izzo, and all the other news stories.
Yes.
So we always get the mop-ups, but we're on Wednesday.
I don't even know what that means. What did we miss? I don't understand. It's a different day.
I was like, if we did this show every day,
what I'm saying is there something breaking.
Well, if we did this show every day, we'd be on top of stories like the Tom Izzo. Was he too strong? We'll talk about it in a little while.
Sure.
We do want to thank Tess Mon Pere, who from Clovis.
And we always want to thank tried, proven, results-driven, the best in the industry, Fashion Furniture, for all they do for local high school sports and for what they do to help bring this show to the world. It's not all high school you and I talk about, but we have a local high school flair that we always get into. Thank you to all the great people here at Fashion Furniture.
And they've been here since 1960, and they're going strong.
Yes, sir.
Let's bring up now, I think, one of the best hitters in the Valley, Brady Hormel from the Buchanan Bears. Let me draw the picture. Last Friday night, after he singled with an RBI, it's 2-1, Buchanan. Jake King hits a home run, ties it against Clovis North. We're going to extra innings. One out in the top half of the eighth inning over at Clovis North. Going to bring up Brady Hormel. He gets the pitch. Could be, might be, it is. Crushed that thing. Brady Hormel, 3-2 winner. Got the home run. 389 feet on the Pag Meter. Welcome into our show.
Thank you for having me.
What did you hit? What was that pitch?
It was a fastball in, down and in. Went down and got it.
And he crushed it, Matt.
Down and in. Before he came on, I was talking to him briefly, and it was just not just talking grip of the bat and how he likes it, but he brought something to my attention I think is very important for big-time hitters like Brady, that relax mode. He likes to keep his fingers. He likes to keep his hands relaxed. He doesn't like to clutch and tighten. The world of track and field, the rule is you can't run fast if you're tight. Right. Relaxed is quick. Does that allow you to get that bat speed just feeling relaxed like a coiled up viper ready to strike?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the more you tense up, the less whip you have, I guess, through the ball and stuff. So I try to stay as loose as possible, like you said. Loosen up my fingers a little bit and stuff, and then just kind of let my hands do the work.
Brady's a left-handed hitter from the Buchanan Bears. Now lead off. You like the leadoff spot?
I love it. Yeah, it's different. It's new, but it's fun. It's different. I like it. I
think two of the best hitters in the Valley, and I've said another lefty, Darian Miller from the Clovis Cougars and Brady Hormel. You guys, you make the adjustments, almost pitch to pitch. I see a lot of kids now, it drives me nuts, Brady. Fastball right down the middle, take it for a ball, and I'm thinking to myself, what are you looking at? What were you thinking about going up to the plate? If I'm not thinking, if he throws me a fastball down Cockapoo Lane, I'm going to attack it. They're taking it, and it's 0-1. They throw a curveball, they swing and foul it off, it's 0-2. It just drives me crazy. You're not like that. You're an aggressive hitter. What do the coaches work with you about?
Just kind of staying the other way mostly, because I get pitched out every night. Usually it's a couple balls off, out. So just really trying to stay through the middle of the field instead of trying to pull everything.
Rolling over.
Try to stay through the middle. But yeah, just
staying back, not trying to do too much.
Yeah, but he gets his pitch. That's great. You didn't say that. I know you're making.
No,
I know.
Brady. First, let me comment on the obvious. One of the great names in baseball already, Brady Hormel. I mean, if that doesn't speak to Madison Avenue right there, so you got that going for you. So good news for you. Secondly, when you're playing and you're approaching, I'm more in tune to the mental approach of the game of baseball. In that situation, Clovis North, you're coming back to the plate. Packed house. Give us your pre-swing thought process going through your mind as you're sitting in that circle ready to come in.
Wait, before he answers that, you tried to attempt, you just showing bunt to say bring the third baseman in a little, or were you maybe bunt it?
Well, no, I wasn't. I was not looking to bunt in that situation. But the batter before swinging the first pitch got out. Just kind of
just take it.
Yeah, make sure that he's not getting a 3-pitch inning, that kind of thing. I really wasn't thinking much. Just be loose. I knew that the pressure was high in that situation, so I wasn't trying to give myself extra pressure like, oh, you need to hit a home run here.
Yeah.
Just kind of same thing, just kind of settle in, relax. You're going to get a good pitch. Stay through the middle with it, and then I just
okay, so we're on to that. Your mental approach, clearly, all the great hitters have it, all the way up to the top of the food chain, from Rod Carew days all the way up to George Brett. They all have this mental approach. How'd you get that? Did you get that through your youth, where someone was always telling you about the importance of staying relaxed, not to put yourself in that frame where you just don't let the big scene? Because I think most of the time, and I'm not a baseball guy, I played a little bit, dabbled in it, but that's not my sport. But Nick, being with him for so long, so much is between the ears. So when I see a kid struggling to hit baseballs, it's not a physical thing, isn't it? Most of the time a mental thing. And how did you acquire that kind of capacity to work your way through things like this?
Hitting is all mental, basically. I've just kind of learned that I'm my best when I'm relaxed and settled down. When I get all tense and stuff, it's not good. So just basically learning from experiences and stuff. And, like, I've been in those high-pressure situations a lot. So
let me
just
tell
learning
you,
from experience.
Brady Hormel's in the house from the Buchanan Bears. He's a back-to-back PAG meter all-star, 400 hitter back-to-back. This kid can hit, and I don't care if it's in the Mountain West, in the Big West, or the Pac-12. This kid can hit. You just said it, Matt. It's a mental thing. And I don't care if the guy's throwing 95. You're going to make the adjustments to hit the ball.
Right.
You can't teach that. And that's what I want to tell, if from colleges, because this signal's pretty darn big, you're listening all over California, this kid can swing the bat, and he can play some great defense.
Absolutely. And you're playing shortstop now, and I know you're probably more a natural second baseman. Mm-hmm. But shortstop, what are the challenges, and what are the things that you do very nicely?
Just it's a completely different world than being at second base. Like, I know it. There's some similarities and stuff, but being at short, you're running the defense, and you got to make sure that you're getting downhill the balls. You don't have as much time and all that kind of stuff. But I think being at short, it's made my arm just that much stronger. So yeah, it's different, but I enjoy it, and it's been fun getting both ends of it.
You've been the senior leader for this team, which is it's been a struggle. this Buchanan Bear team, you've had, Tom Donald step down. You got Brad Fawn stepping in. Tell us how's that been going as a team? You didn't know who's going to be the coach. That's not easy.
No, yeah, it's definitely not easy. And with all that stuff going on, we kind of just had to say, like, we really got to band together as brothers and as family and stuff. We really got to band together. So it's brought us all closer as a team, and I think that's the positive looking at this situation. But the seniors have really stepped up, and guys are stepping up at the plate and on the mound and stuff like that. So it's good. We really banded together and putting together a pretty good season so far.
A lot of the guys on the team you played with for quite a while.
Yeah.
You talk about that senior class. Give us some of the names, some of the guys that you'd rely on day in and day out to keep this team going in the direction you're headed.
Brock Jones, he's a big guy
Certainly.
for us.
Yep.
TJ Fontaine on the mound. Miggy, he's starting to hit really good now.
Yeah.
Jake King, he's a big pitcher. He's been hitting a couple long balls lately. Those guys are just kind of stepping up and
right. So you can sense that as a senior yourself, that you feel like that family, that atmosphere you're trying to create, and the culture you've always been a part of, because it's been going that way, Buchanan, for a long time. You feel a sense of, hey, this is our time now, and we better keep this thing rolling.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, with everything going on and stuff, we really had to just band together.
Sure.
And I think we're doing this, especially the seniors are doing a really good job of leading the younger guys in the right direction. We're pushing guys the right way and all that kind of stuff. It's good.
Other than your baseball coaches and PE and the Department of Athletics at Buchanan, give me one name, male or female, a teacher on campus you'd like to give a little shout out to that's kind of helped shape you who you are here today.
Oof. One of my freshman English teachers, Mrs. Bragg.
Nice.
She she would always believe in you no matter what. And I think that really, that was really big, because school is definitely not easy and all that kind of stuff. But she was always there for you, and everything was positive. And even when you're having a bad day, you walk in and she's just smiling and, hey, how's it going? That's big. That's important.
So a teacher helped, obviously transform you into continue being the outstanding, not just ball player, but addition on that campus. That's great stuff.
Thank you.
Miss Bragg.
We're talking with Brady Hormel from the Buchanan Bears last night against Clovis at home. You're down 5-0 in the third inning. I mean, I know it was going to, I just had that feeling you're going to be a little let down from Friday night, because that was like a Valley Championship game in the 3-2 win, extra innings against Clovis North. Packed house, standing room only, and then last night down 5. What happened? What did you guys, what coach started screaming to get you guys going, or was it the leadership of the seniors?
It was kind of a little bit of everything. We just Coach Fonch just said there's no reason to panic right now. Like, it's the third inning. We've got a lot of game left. Just settle down, and then we started going off. And
final score 12-6 Buchanan comes
put a
back.
Couple runs on the board.
Yes. So next level now. You're and I'm telling you, college coaches, if you're listening, this kid can swing it. What are you looking at the next level? Still open, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Still open. I'm going to Reno on a visit this weekend, just kind of keeping everything open and playing, hopefully having a good rest of the season and see what happens, see what comes. And
so if Fresno State called, you might want to stay home?
Yeah, that's definitely an option, but like I said,
we'll see. Anything's open right now.
Yeah, everything's open.
So, so you hear that out there, baseball people?
Anywhere.
Brady Hormel is one of the top hitters. He's a left-hander. He can run. He can play great defense. And for the Buchanan Bears, #1 ranked team on the PAG meter, what are the Bears? Because you got a target on your back at every game, every inning when you walk into a stadium. What do the Bears have to do to play at Fresno State in May to win it all?
Just keep doing what we're doing. We say we're usually going to get everyone's best guy every night, and like when we played at Clovis North, that was a Valley Championship game, basically. So, just keep doing what we're doing, keep rolling, and stay close as a family and all that kind of stuff, and we'll be good. We'll keep rolling.
You hit the home run on Friday night off a lefty. Does it?
Yeah.
Do you make different adjustments when you're facing a Riley Cooper who's throwing hard? I mean, you didn't hit the home run off Riley, but different pitching. But what adjustments do you make from a righty to a lefty?
It's weird. I'm a left-handed hitter, but I like hitting off of lefties. I almost like it better than hitting off of righties just because I can see the ball a little bit earlier. Big thing is just keeping my front side end versus lefty because when that ball is coming from the left side, tendencies to open up a little bit. So just really trying to stay, like I said, middle of the field, stay through the ball. But that's probably the only adjustment. And then with Riley, he locates his ball really well, so we really got to make sure that you're swinging at anything close because he's going to get most of those close calls.
Gee, this guy, boy, you do your homework. You are impressive.
Yeah.
This is like talking to like a big leaguer, man. You keep a book on all these different pitchers over your career? What do you do?
I don't keep a book, but I have everything around.
You have it in that head of
yeah.
yours. Yeah, you've got a large head with that big hairdo of yours, so
yes.
you've got a good
when Brady Hormel's done with baseball someday, you want to coach someday?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think I will ever get away from the game of baseball. So
beautiful.
So you want to be a teacher? Go to high school and be a high school coach?
I don't think I could be a teacher, but coach anywhere. I don't know, college, pro, anything. High school,
right on.
Anywhere.
Right on.
Coach, what does he have to do? Matt Johnson's a coach. He's been doing it.
To coach?
Well, I mean, can he...
He could coach right now. Matter of fact, you want to coach football, you can come with me. The guy has all the tools. I mean, I'm not kidding. He has an insight. He has a young high school look, but he has an old, mature mentality, and I think that's what it takes. As far as school, obviously, go to college. I don't care if that's wherever, junior college, continue your education. But I have a sneaking hunch, as Nick said earlier in the show, that someone's going to discover that this is a big-time player from a big-time, big as it gets program that understands the game, be a great addition on any college campus. So first, let's extend your playing career as long as you can do it. Yep. Do it. And then your coaching life will just take over naturally. That's it.
Awesome. Well, Brady, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Brady Hormel from the Buchanan Bears, Friday night at Clovis, correct? 6:30?
Yep.
It'll be Clovis versus Buchanan. We'll keep in touch with Brady because he is, like I said, a back-to-back All-Star, and he is one of the best. So, Brady, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Let's take a break.
Great representation of Buchanan Bears. Go Bears. Great show.
You're listening to the Rise Show on a special edition Wednesday, 940 ESPN.
The Valley's local sports leader.
The Rise Show is sponsored by Bowman & Associates, Fashion Furniture, Van Bearden Insurance, and Firehouse Subs.
Welcome back. We are live right here at Fashion Furniture on a special edition of the Rise Show, the Pac Meter Matty J.
The Wednesday edition.
The Wednesday edition. Okay, can you imagine if we were on every day?
Yes.
Will we have billboards and stuff, you think? Maybe a picture of us on a back of a bus?
We might have a bus wrap. Why not?
Why not?
You know, once you release the Pag Meter report, it goes national. But I did not collude with anyone for the Valley Championship game.
But I do have a radio face, so that's probably not going to work.
You're actually, with the fact that you've been staying a little healthier, minus all the sugary soda drinks you drink, you're actually looking as good as I've seen you.
Wow.
In quite a while.
Jay.
You do look good. You've dropped a little weight.
I've been trying.
You're now like 260, 265. You were like 280, I thought it was, 280. But you look about 250, 260 right now. You look nice. We did pick, I already told you, but I'll repeat, Madera South, great folks, the great baseball coaches out there. They made sure the Pag Meter's mound is ready to go for Sunday out at any Choppa Field.
You're just like my wife, though. I don't know about your wife, when they apologize, and Bobby's going to learn with Betsy, I'm so sorry. For a second, they delay, and then they go, but if you weren't such an idiot, I wouldn't have. Yeah. They bring you to the top, and then you down roller coaster. You did the same thing right there.
I did.
Yeah.
I brought you. I built you up to tear you down.
Yeah.
But I think that is by and large a spousal thing. I think that is definitely.
You get that too?
Oh yes.
But if I ever get an apology, my knees buckle. It's like listening. To
I can't win either way because I either just keep my mouth shut and not try to create any conflict. Now I'm not paying attention to anyone. I've gone silent. Or I start speaking, and then they say, you're spitting over my food. Stop talking to us, Dad. Da da da. I get it from either side, so I pretty much am Switzerland. I'm so neutral in my own house. I just don't know where to go.
Wait for it. It's going to happen.
Whatever happens, happens.
Welcome. I'm sure I'm going to get. She's listening. I'm sure I'm going to get abused. And you guys were both ripping me the other night. I don't know why I put Matt on speakerphone.
It all started like this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how it goes with Nick and I off air. Just like you hear here, this is real world. This is not a stage performance. I call my best friend to tell him that A.J. Smith, my ex-player from Edison High School, who was a preferred walk-on, doing very big things at Boise State in spring ball and doing well. So I call his dad to find out, okay, how was the day's practice? Because I check in. And he tells me, God, you must have had your ears burned. I was getting ready to call you. He got hurt today. He injured his foot. It's a Liz Frank injury, which I've never heard of before, but apparently that sometimes cannot be good. It's not a broken bone, but it's a tendon issue, pulling away from the foot. So I call up you to tell you, oh, man, my guy A.J. Smith got hurt today at spring practice. And your first thing you came out of your mouth was, oh, that's too bad. Well, it's okay. He gave it a shot. And I kind of talked a little bit longer about thinking, what does that mean? He gave it a shot. And so later I say, dude, he's going to be back. And oh, I thought he was done. That's it, a career ending.
Well, let me tell you why.
I said, he hurt his foot a little bit. He just got hurt. I didn't ever once did I say he's done.
Well, this is why.
And you're telling me, no, it's my turn. Later in the conversation, you said, see what I'm talking about? You're just like my wife. You never listen. I go, I never listen. You don't listen to me. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to, you go, Mr. Smith got hurt today. That Liz, whatever Frank. You just said, Liz Frank injury. I'm thinking, that's horrible. It's like Lou Gehrig or something. I'm thinking, this is horrible. I'm hoping he can walk for the rest of his life the way you're telling me.
Well, do you want to?
All you had to say, he got hurt. He'll be back in the fall.
No. The proper response, listeners, I think you might agree. Oh, he did? What happened? What kind of injury is that? Let me ask questions. Let me take an interest in your guy who got hurt at Boise State. You just said simply, I told you he got hurt, and you said, well, he gave it a shot.
You said Liz Frank injury. I thought that was horrible. Like it's like he's got parvo or something.
And if it was, wouldn't you say like, well, how long does he have to? What's the problem? No, you didn't go there.
I would have said, he'll be back in the fall because the coaches. And then you tell me how Boise State's saying he's out hustling everybody. They're going to be back in the fall.
He's getting attention from Brian Harsin, the head coach, which is always a good thing. On that subject of other Valley athletes, I'd like to give a little credit to Noah Gonzalez from Central High School, the outstanding safety. We got a little bit of information. He was still trying to search and get himself placed. I saw on film, you helped set it up with me, from his mother, a great lady who has been working diligently to help her son out. I didn't do much of anything, but I made some calls to find out Azusa Pacific. You were on him first. What happened? Well, we went through a coaching change, and we lost all of our recruits off our board. They were recruiting the safety, Noah Gonzalez, out of Central. Said a few things, let it alone. Mother got involved. Mom really made it happen, along with obviously Noah Gonzalez and how he presents himself as a great student athlete. Congratulations, preferred walk-on status. Azusa Pacific, the coaches believe that he will be able to earn himself a scholarship, and I believe he will too. He's that kind of football player. So, congratulations to Noah Gonzalez and family for getting on with Azusa Pacific. Great football program.
One thing I look at too when we watch a lot of football, and, he doesn't have a lot of interceptions. Well, you know why? Because teams aren't picking on him. Teams are going, we're not going that way, guys. We're going to the other way. That's a sign of a good defensive back. And this is why I think I mean, right?
Yes, halfway right. Any person who's quoting or telling you, well, he doesn't have a lot of interceptions, clearly doesn't know what the heck they're talking about. So interception now became the barometer, the grading scale for whether you're a good DB or not.
No.
I threw him a punt. He got 3 punts on the year. He got 300. Well, great year. No, he was throwing a punt. You look for movement, instincts, and I'm telling you right now, Noah Gonzalez on film. Forget gifts from God, sizing and all that. You might have, you might not have. I look at a safety. Is he supple in the hips? Can he turn and run at speed after he gets beat and the guy's stepping on his toes? How does he maneuver with his hips?
What did you find out?
His fluidity. He does pretty good with that. He needs to get better. But I did find one thing that I thought was as good as any kid I saw on film this year. His instincts to the football, bar none, the best I've seen in the Valley. That kid could identify what's happening and get to the party in a hurry. And I think at the level of football that Azusa Pacific plays, he's going to do very well.
Outstanding. And we talked a little bit in the 12 o'clock hour that Central is going to be really loaded again.
Really well.
So they're saying the only X factor is going to be who is going to take over for Trent Tompkins, and I think one of the greatest high school quarterbacks we've ever had in Valley history. But they're going to find somebody, aren't they?
Apparently, the Clovis North quarterback went to now he's back at North. No. You're the one who brought it to my attention.
By the way,
the Clovis North quarterback.
Nick Anderson's listening on the coast. This signal is off the charts good. So we got a lot of Central Coast teams.
Maybe we should do Wednesdays more often. Maybe it's the Wednesday signal.
No, I'm just saying the Central Coast team, the San Luis Obispo, they're listening. So we got to start giving a little more love to the Central Coast teams.
Well, you gave San Luis Obispo as much love as anyone's ever given a team in baseball, and now you've knocked them down the rankings. Did their baseball team start to unravel?
No,
they haven't.
Not really.
What happened?
Their strength of schedule right now.
Oh, you got pressured from the big boys here in Clovis, and then you cowed down because everyone was saying, Chuck's laughing here in attendance. Everyone was saying, how in the world could San Luis Obispo be so high on your PAG-meter baseball rankings?
No, this is exactly what's going to happen.
They've got
with them.
pitching.
They've got two solid pitchers, and they're going to not play anybody in our area until the playoffs, and they're going to do the Stockdale style. Right. Stockdale last year didn't play anybody either. They dominated and won the Valley. 7 innings of high school baseball, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's right.
Back to football.
Yes.
When you're winning, just like at Clovis West girls basketball, they're going to get some calls in. I'm sure Vance Wahlberg's going to get some guys in. Buchanan baseball, kids are coming in. Central football, Memorial football. This could be the year, Matt, that Memorial and Central could be 1 and 2 and maybe play a real game. I'd like to see it because that's how good Memorial is going to be.
Yeah, there's even people out there. These are all rumors now. I mean, let's stop for a minute, too. Most of what we broadcast, we don't sell it as gospel. That's the way it is. We set it up with these kinds of things are happening. It's talk radio. We don't come out and say, I guarantee you this is. No. So, but there are rumors out there that Memorial and Central are trying to maybe make arrangements to have, instead of a preseason scrimmage game, let's try to get into a real game, week 1. That would be a colossal, great matchup. Lots of tickets sold, lots of interest in seeing Memorial football play Central.
Yeah, if it was at Central, they'd probably get 25 people from Memorial to travel. They don't travel well in the road. But if it's at Memorial, sellout crowd.
Yeah. And by the way, to say something about a couple shows ago, and we caught a lot of flack. We're like 60 minutes the show. There's good people like it. Some people say you were way off base. A lot of good people indicated that your facts aren't straight on certain schools. Well, Central Valley Christian, CVC, okay, whether they are how they handle their business. You don't know, PAG-meter. I certainly don't know. What I do know is they are loaded at positions of talent. They play in a division that they pretty much, it wasn't a clear-cut walk through with a hot knife through butter, but they have a load of talent. I think our biggest point we were trying to make is that the private schools now have seemingly caught up with pace with the rest of California and America, if you will, on getting a load of talent into their school. It's clear they don't have boundaries. They have to operate under CIF policy as far as no illegal contact and talking coaches to players. But come on, we'd be living under a rock if you didn't see certain teams with low-populated campuses with Division I talent. They're there. It's not so much a recruiting. It's a perception that the private schools have a leg up on getting the best quality of talent over a public school. That's all we're saying.
Yeah. We've said it, and we'll be saying it forever.
Whether or not
we'll never know.
We don't give out scholarships, we don't recruit, whatever that might be, fine. But a lot of talented basketball, football, softball, girls basketball people end up on campuses in the private arena more than you see end up in most of the public schools. There are a few exceptions in the public school world, and we talked about those. Folsom High School, they operate like a private professional as far as talent. Down south, Corona Centennial Corona has college talent all over the place. Central, public school, college talent all over the place.
Let's stop with Folsom for a minute, because when Jake Browning was there, they were the best team maybe in the state of California that year. They just crushed everybody.
Certainly the best offense I've ever seen.
All of a sudden, you have parents in Arizona and Nevada going, hey, that's a great school district. Let's go. Now, we're not saying Folsom's ever recruiting, but people want to be part of that. Is that right? I mean, we can't go out there and say they got. Hey, Bill.
It is.
Todd, get out there on a plane. Get up to Nevada. We got some kids that might want to come here.
It is. The term recruiting is the most overused, most misunderstood word in all of high school athletics. Recruiting, like I said before, could simply be, with the advent of national 7-on-7, let's say I'm in the Vegas Pylon Sports National Tournament, and I look over as a player and see a particular quarterback that I'd love to catch balls from, I'm allowed as a player to go over with my parents included. Hey, we've got a guest house, or my Bobby's got an address. If you are interested from moving from Nevada and coming over to Folsom, California in Sacramento, we could probably make it happen. Well, who am I throwing to? Nagata this, Nagata that. He's going to Clemson. He's going to Washington Huskies. Really? That's a little better than Joe Sixpack and the other guy I'm throwing to. Yeah, I'll think about it. That's how it starts. Yeah. Either that or you've got a coach, which I have a tendency not to believe, who's actively working the board.
And technically how it works is you're not supposed to call the coach. You got to call the AD. Is that how it works?
Technically, you can call whoever you want to call, but if I pick up a phone and the first conversation, hey, Coach Johnson, this is Bill Radke out of Los Angeles. I've got a young man here from Rancho Santa Monica's high, and he is an outstanding Division I recruitable defensive lineman. Great. What can I do for you? Well, I'm kind of really thinking of picking your school. Listen, call my electorate, call admissions. They'll lead you in the right direction.
I'm sure what
Nothing
they'll say,
wrong
too,
with
is, hey, I'm Bill Radke, and I'm getting transferred into the Madera area, and we're looking at schools. Do you have a few minutes? We'll be here next Thursday at 1.
Yeah.
I'm sure, everyone gets, that's a different deal.
Shouldn't use even the town of Madera or any school as an example, because I haven't had yet a Bill Radke call me. I got a kid. He's getting recruited by Oklahoma, but I kind of really thought it'd be nice to come out your way and play some ball.
Yeah.
Now, that's not happening,
no.
Okay? But it's happening in a lot of other places.
The other news, and we don't want to get involved, and we don't know the story. Well, we know the story, but we're not going to talk about it. The offensive coordinator at Memorial, so they're going to need a new offensive coordinator out there.
Absolutely. I think this upcoming year might possibly be the highest powered offense to operate in the Valley.
And they could get a new quarterback coming in, right?
Well, they most likely will. But either way, their offensive coordinator resigned, which right there.
Yeah. I was shocked because if that's not the best job ever.
Well, you're going to resign to go where? I mean, you're in charge of the Los Angeles Rams, for crying out loud.
Unless you're going to a college, what other high school is better than that?
Well, I don't know, but he's been a coordinator and worked with Coach Arax, but I don't know if that's going to ever work again. And has he been at Central? You've got a head coach there that's a pretty good coordinator
Kyle
himself. Kyle is the quarterback coach. Yeah. So I don't know. But that one took me back. That one shocked me a little bit, that a guy that I've always admired the things that they do and what he has accomplished as a coordinator and really a quarterback coach resigns. That's just baffles me.
Yeah, that's a one where, boy, oh boy, you've got some talent. When you got 5 wide receivers and you got Mac Delaney coming back with Jalen McMillan and superstar athletes out there.
What do you get a load of?
I want to be the offensive coordinator.
And what do you get a load of their potential backfield? Yeah. And they've got some dudes coming in. Some big boys. They always have some Jumbotron dudes up front. They're good.
Let's talk about we talked a little bit, the divisional placements. I know a lot of people are maybe, we're going to have to get Jim Critchlow on, but how about this show next week, though, before I forget? 1 o'clock next week, we're going to have the legendary Mike Noakes join us, along with
my good friend Tim Simons might come on.
And do you know, little trivia, that they played Little League baseball together?
You told me a while ago, or Coach Noakes might have told me.
Yeah, Tim Simons said, Mike Noakes played second base. I played right field.
Coach Simons is the one. I got a chance to spend just a beautiful time at Clovis North during a Central Valley Classic track meet. And I'm setting my runners up, in their lanes and kind of talking to some of my team. I look on the fence at the Clovis North track facility, and there's Coach Simons peering through the fence there, and I jumped the fence. I literally walked to the fence, little fence, maybe 6. At my age, it was
that's huge.
It was an act of Congress to even get me to think about climbing the fence. But I'm in lane 9, which is the closest thing to Coach Simons along the fence, Nick. And I was so excited to see Coach Simons, so I'm on the fence, and I turn, and Coach Simons looked, I think there's someone in your lane coming your way. And there was a heat coming right at me. So I had no choice but to hop the fence, which Coach Simons was impressed. At your age, that's old defensive back, hopping a fence. And we sat, and I know I overtalked with him, but I was so excited to get stories and talk football and sports in general with Coach Tim Simons. And I came home and told you, and then you were at the same time was in a place with Coach Noakes.
Yeah, and I said, why don't we got to get the both
legends both on the show, spend an hour talking old stories with those guys.
And the 12 o'clock hour. 12 o'clock hour next week, we're going to have Jason Papagni on talking about the greatest 50th annual Easter Baseball Classic. So how about that? But
I can't get Jason Pappy, Tim Simons, Mike Noakes.
How about that? It's a pretty good day.
All we got to include is...
And then the following week...
We can't. He passed away, unfortunately. But I was going to say, bring Jerry Tarkanian in, and let's just call it a day. How about Pat Hill? Let's get Pat Hill, bring him in here.
Let's do that.
That'll be the following
week. We're going to have Jason on along with his dad, Ken Pappy, who has been at Fresno High for 50-plus years.
Yeah, Jason, I apologize. You were talking Jason all the way. Yeah. I went to Ken Pappy in my vision.
Well, I knew you did. That's why I tried to help you out. But divisional placements, this is what they're looking at. Of course, every team can say, no, we're not going. They can petition. They go, and Jim Critchlow will have that big, giant wooden, bam, no, you're not next. I know Jim won't do that. Sorry, Jim, if you're listening. D1, it'll all stay the same right now. It's looking like Tulare Union could go to D1. What do you feel about that? Is that a year too late?
Like I said, they've done it before. It never worked out. Then they went back to D2. It worked out. They went back to D1. Did not work.
I was a year late.
I was at Edison coaching. We played them for a Division II championship in Tulare. And then the following year, I believe, they moved into D1. And then we played them in a playoff game in D1. And they lost. And then a couple more years, they were back in D2. They've been back in D1 and D2 a lot.
We're going to talk about the rest of the divisional placements when we come back. You know he's called the show 844-940-ESPN. Coming up at 2 will be the only Tony D. But we'll be back on 940 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader.
The Rice Show is sponsored by Bowman & Associates, Fashion Furniture, Van Bearden Insurance, and Firehouse Subs.
Welcome back to the Rice Show here on a special edition of Wednesday here at Fashion Furniture. Tomorrow, opening day of Major League Baseball. Matt, there's nothing like it. With baseball going on, this is the last Wednesday without baseball for a long time.
Yep. There's a lot of things from the old World Sports Cafe that I miss. Guys like Chuck, who's sitting here, our good friend. But the main thing I miss is times like it's opening day and all the fellows would show up early. Between March Madness games and then opening day of baseball, there'd be a whole collection of guys wearing their Reds jerseys, whatever, hanging around the restaurant, trying to catch all the opening day games. I love opening day just like I love March Madness.
There's nothing like it. Someone will hit 4 home runs and they'll think, God, he's going to hit 180 home runs this year.
And speaking of Chuck, who visited with us, called in the show last week, Chuck's here. He'll be working the U.S. Open.
Oh, we're going. We're going to
and we might be hanging out with Chuck a little bit.
Can Chuck get us on?
In June.
I think Chuck can get us a ticket.
No. Yeah, now you're pushing it. No, Chuck. We will work our angle to get the ticket.
There you go.
Tickets are available. Let's put it to you that way. It's not like it's impossible. Places to stay, not so good. Staying with Chuck, that's worth its weight in gold.
What week, Chuck, in this year?
It's June. 10th through 17th of June.
Like it. We got to definitely look at it.
Have you ever been to a major championship of golf?
I've been to high school golf all I want, but I've never been to a real golf. I went to Fresno State one time, and that was amazing, watching a Fresno State golf tournament, but I've never been to a real one. I'd say, of course, they're real, but I'm talking, hey, that's Phil Mickelson over there. No.
Well, since we have a golf expert and a venue expert here, Chuck, with us here. Chuck, I'm talking to a guy that was, quite a golfer in his own right, a local guy, and I was saying, well, I've never been to a major, and he asked me, and I said, where have you been? I went to that, it used to be called the L.A. Open, now it's changed, but it's at Riviera Country Club. Oh, you mean Riviera Riviera's in, he said something, I don't know. And no, it's in L.A., it's Southern California, Riviera. No, Riviera's in, Ponto Beach, Florida. I go, it's Riviera Country. Did I miss that? And he was so good and knowledgeable in my eyes that I gave him oh yeah, you're right. Have you ever had one of those where in your mind you're telling the truth, but the guy is so convincing that you start really questioning? And Since I butchered the interview with Chuck last week, I mean, I started thinking, I am completely losing my mind.
No, I'm the other way around. I will stay on it, and I'm thinking I'm right, and I'm 100% wrong. No, it's not. Elton John was with the Beatles. No, what? And I look like, oh, my God, I was way wrong. I just went off for an hour.
You are that guy.
Yeah.
I've noticed that about you.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about divisional placements. We got a few, about
Hurry up.
8 minutes left. We talk about Tulare Union possibly going to D1. And if I'm Darren Bennett at Tulare Union, I'm staying in D2. I would stay wherever Tulare Western is.
Yes.
They should play together.
Yes, and if Memorial's Division II, I'm staying where they are because at least you could have maybe somebody with a heartbeat could try to slow the Panthers down because they're going to walk through the division again.
Well, here's the dream mythical in Division II. Memorial looks like they should go at least Division II. Centennial, Clovis East, Clovis North, and Atascadero. And I'll say it again, Clovis East and Clovis North, zero chance they go to Division II. I don't see it ever happening. They're proposing this. What do you think?
Well, it's been my track record that you do get a lot of things right. I will give you that. Things way ahead of time. But anytime I hear you give out your usual slogan of zero chance of that ever happening, oh, you best believe Clovis Unified is laughing at you right now, saying, we've already done it. We're going to Division II. We're trying to get teams in state game. We're not trying to get beat up in Division I anymore.
All right.
That's just my thinking. Maybe you're on this one again because you have been right.
Well, Centennial I could see going to D2 because Stockdale's in D2.
Centennial's phenomenal. Centennial love it. But, yeah, they can easily go to D2, and no one's going to care.
Division III, they're looking to CVC and Golden West moving to D3.
Please move them to D3. I don't ever want to see those guys again. Just kidding. I play them in the regular schedule. They can handle that Division III, no problem.
Yeah, both loaded.
CVC can too. What am I talking about?
And they will compete with Bakersfield Christian in D3, I'm sure, and that'll be interesting.
Let's have at it.
Division IV, the teams that are looking like they're moving to D4 would be Carruthers, Shafter. Shafter's a year away again. They graduated everybody. They should not move to D4. It's my 2 cents worth. Kennedy, Golden Valley, Hoover, Templeton, Santa Maria, and Morro Bay.
That sounds about right.
Okay. Except for Shafter. I just don't want to see who did so well. They had the greatest team ever. But now they're going to graduate everyone and starting over.
Shafter looks really good on film. I watched Shafter a lot.
They had all seniors.
I know, but still, they're well coached, good scheme. I like the way Shafter plays football. They can handle D4.
Division 5, the back-to-back champions in Division 6, Strathmore would move to D5. Chavez, Exeter, Madera South, Mendota, Reedley, Taft, Mission Oak.
I like it a lot. The only thing I don't like is that one of those schools, I think you said Madera South. But, yeah, we're how many of those D5 teams you talk about play against Edison, Sanger, Bullard, San Joaquin? Those are our games we play. We're a D5, you're telling me?
Well, it's not right. You need to get out of the CMAC. And I'm hoping if CIF is listening and the powers to be, do the right thing and move them into the North Sequoia League right now, if not sooner. Come on. You're a perfect fit. Start the rivals with the Kermans and the Chowchillas of the world. That would be great. You got a new stadium coming. It's a perfect fit. There's no way a D1 Bullard and Edison needs to be playing a D5 team. It's ridiculous.
Agreed.
Okay, good. I'm glad we got that off.
I mean, what am I going to say? At this point, I could lie and say, "Well, no, we can do this." Well,
there's a reason why Madera has not won a game in the CMAC except for Madera South since you guys moved. All right? And this last year's team was really, really good, and how'd that work out?
Well, Bonner Cunnings had a team at Madera, and since that move, they've won one game in the season.
One game, and they beat Bullard
at nice upset. Evan Rios.
I was there.
What a shot.
38-35 at the Clay Stadium.
We called it on radio that night.
We were there.
Big
remember?
Game.
68-yard field goal he had to make to win it at the buzzer. Division 6, Desert. You know what the mascot is for Desert?
Yes.
What?
Desert Storm.
No. The Scorpions.
The Scorpions.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Foothill, Corcoran, Sierra, the McLean Highlanders, and Miramonte will be moving to Division 6 if it works. Now, again,
every one of those schools you mentioned, I tried to reach out to get us game scheduled. I couldn't get it done.
And again, coaches have to start. ADs will say, yes, I like the idea, or no, we're not moving, and they can still go talk to the CIF, and we'll figure it out.
So this is not in stone yet, written down.
This is where
policy.
people would like to see it.
Okay. All right. Now, are you done with your brackets? I
Yes.
need to get your opinion on one thing before we get off the show.
Okay.
NFL's made the ruling. Instant replay now will be enacted into pass interference or a lack of a call. Here's what I don't get. I've been trying to follow this best I can. Let's go the opposite way, though. My defensive back for the Patriots get called for pass interference. Highly questionable. I'm watching with my own eyeballs, and I say, he did not touch him. Am I allowed to throw my challenge flag and then have them reverse the call? That
Yes.
it's not? Or is it only for those that they missed, and the guy throws his flag and says, he was pillaged on this, and then they say, you're right, he was. Are you allowed to go both ways with
Coach
that?
Belichick can say, I want to throw a flag that was pass interference, or if there was a pass interference, I want to throw a flag that it wasn't pass interference. Yes.
Okay, so that's it.
Yes.
Here's the
And
part.
by the way, we've been talking about this for 4 years.
We have. Everyone laughed at us. Like,
Yeah, you
Johnson
guys are
slowing
idiots.
the game down. Coach
Yeah.
Johnson, Coach Papagni.
Come on, get real.
If you have two, this is the second part of my question. If you have two challenge rags in your pocket, you get two. Why can't I challenge anything I see that I think is wrong? What's the problem there?
I think eventually that'll happen.
I don't understand still why I can't say, you know what? They just said that my left tackle held. My guy wasn't. No. He stuck him underneath the breastplate. Great block. And they called holding. Can I challenge that and say that was not holding?
Someday that'll happen, but that's going to be tough to overrule or even change. We're going to go, well, technically, from the angle, I can't tell his elbow was.
Point being this.
Yes.
I get two flags to throw as a coach. If I want to blow a timeout on some questionable-looking deal, that's my prerogative. It's part of the gamesmanship of the game. If I want to waste both my flags, which, for instance, I'm getting worked over, but I'm still in the game. Boy, I got to save timeouts, but I need to change the pace of this game. I'm going to throw a flag. No, it wasn't. My guy got past interference. He was messed with. Knowing full well that the DB ran, it was perfect. Can I just throw the flag and accept the fate that I'm going to lose, but I'm going to slow the game down, and I'm going to get a chance to get some water in my guys and use it as a timeout, essentially?
It's never been done before, but I don't think it'll ever happen now, to be honest. With all the commercial timeouts, if you have to slow a game down like that, then...
And that's the other thing. That's, I guess, this three-part question. Is there anyone in America that actually really, truly believes that because they have to go to New York to study the monitor, and the game does go a little slower, do I care during a football game? I'm thinking, great, honey, yes. Where's the taquitos? Get the taquitos out of the oven. Yeah. I'm hungry. I love breaks in football games. I'm taping everything anyway. Who cares if the game, instead of going 2 hours and 45 minutes, it goes 3 hours? I
know tomorrow you'll have an instant replay in the beach ball, and you know what happens is the umpires will put the thing on, and it takes 10 minutes. I guarantee the guy Skippy is in the bathroom over at Arby's somewhere. Hey, get him! We got an instant replay. Where is he? He went to the bathroom. He's still on the pod. I can't get him out. Well, what are we going to do? Delay it. He'll be here in a minute. That's why it takes so long. I guarantee, because Skippy's still in the bathroom.
That's what I love about the Alliance of American Football. You see that little transaction between the official and the guy in the booth saying, I don't know, run it again. I don't know, run it again. But that's it. We got to go.
Tony D coming up next. The special edition, opening baseball. The Giants are on tomorrow on the rise, so we're going to get excited. Have a great afternoon. I want to thank Tess Mon Pere from Clovis North, the greatest singer in Valley history, and, of course, Brady Hormel from the Bakers Buchanan Bears. Bobby, I want to thank Russ, Matty J. Have a great afternoon, everybody. You've been listening to The Rise Show, 940 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader.
Get in the game.